In the final weeks of World War II, as Nazi Germany collapsed under relentless pressure from both East and West, an extraordinary moment unfolded that has never been repeated in modern history. On April 25, 1945, American and Soviet troops met on the banks of the Elbe River near the German town of Torgau. This encounter, later known as Elbe Day, marked the symbolic and strategic meeting of the two greatest Allied powers of the war and the effective division of Germany into two halves. By the spring of 1945, Soviet forces were advancing rapidly from the east, while American and other Western Allied troops pushed forward from the west. The remnants of the Wehrmacht and SS were in full retreat, their defeat inevitable. The Soviet 5th Guards Army under General Alexei Zadov and the U.S. First Army commanded by General Courtney Hodges were moving toward one another, crushing German resistance along the way. When these forces finally linked up on the Elbe, they delivered a fatal blow to Nazi Germany's ability to continue fighting. Although American troops reached the Elbe several weeks before the Soviets, they did not advance further toward Berlin. Allied leadership had already agreed that the Soviet Union would take the German capital. As a result, U.S. forces halted at the river and waited for their eastern counterparts, allowing history to unfold at a carefully chosen line of contact. The first encounter occurred near the town of Strela, when a U.S. patrol led by First Lieutenant Albert Kotzebue came across Soviet troops. Later that same day, near the destroyed bridge at Torgau, a second American patrol commanded by Second Lieutenant William Robertson met Soviet soldiers led by Lieutenant Alexander Silvashko. Initially, the Soviets mistook the approaching Americans for Germans and nearly opened fire. Tension dissolved instantly when one American shouted a mix of broken words and gestures, making it clear they shared a common enemy. Relief turned into celebration. Despite the language barrier, the soldiers connected immediately. Hugs, handshakes, laughter, and shared excitement replaced months of combat stress. Photographs of Robertson and Silvashko warmly greeting one another, framed by Soviet and American flags, became iconic images seen around the world. The moment symbolized unity, cooperation, and the shared sacrifice that had brought the Allies to victory. Celebrations followed. Soldiers exchanged patches, buttons, watches, and insignia. Officers traded weapons, and impromptu parties broke out with music, dancing, and toasts. Although British troops were present in the area, their main contact with Soviet forces occurred later, in early May near Wismar. Elbe Day marked the peak of Allied unity. Joint meetings and ceremonies continued for months afterward. Yet, as soldiers stepped aside and politicians took over, the brief harmony faded. The Cold War soon followed, making the meeting on the Elbe a powerful reminder of a rare moment when East and West stood together as true allies.